this is the microjet. It was just a little experiment, making a craft as small as I could that would still be somewhat functional. So let's give that a go. I can't remember if there's anything I need to do. I think I just launch it. Um, so as you can see, there's a chair there. If you had a Kerbal, you could strap a Kerbal to it. And we're out of fuel. So it doesn't take you very far. Oh, I can lower the legs. Okay. So not that that's going to do any good. I'm actually surprised that it survived well, not completely intact, but it survived at least partially intact. That was very surprising. Probably wouldn't have even killed the Kerbal if there was a Kerbal on board. So not one of my more deadly creations for sure. And this is something I made just for fun. It's called the Mobile Party Platform. So basically, what I would do is let the Kerbal out and then watch him bounce around inside the party bus. So let's actually do that. We're gonna EVA this guy. Right. So he's gonna let go. So it doesn't work wonderfully. He basically just, I'm trying to walk him around and he's not really moving much. Come on, get up, buddy. No sleeping on the job. Anyway, okay. And it works pretty well. I tried it with one of the Kerbals in the box and didn't work. I couldn't, for some reason, I couldn't switch control to the vessel when I had the Kerbal out. So I don't know. But that's it. That's the mobile party platform. Turn on the lights. Unfortunately, there's no disco ball, but you can't have everything. So the reason I put an autonomous control thing on it was because I wanted to have it so that I could release Kerbals into the box and then drive around with the Kerbals bouncing around in the box or whatever. But didn't seem to work very well. So this is the Hermit. It's a tiny little thing. Yeah, so it's a bit rickety. Well, not rickety, but if you accelerate too quickly or you try to stop too quickly, it will flip. So you just kind of try to, or if you try to turn. So this was one of my first attempts at a rover, and it wasn't very stable. You turn it even slightly when it's at speed, and it flips right over. Plus, it's got these. Right, so those help sort of. Well, they're supposed to help right the rover, but as you could see there, it didn't actually work. So not the greatest design, but I was just trying to. I was trying to go for a tiny size. Right, so this is the Kerbus, or Kerbus, I guess, whatever. Yeah, that's odd. Anyway, this is one of my crew transfer vehicles, I guess. So you see there's command module that can hold one Kerbal, and then there's 6 seats on the outside. So I could envision, traveling from moon base to spacecraft or something on the moon, that sort of thing. But you can see, as with the other design, it doesn't turn very well. So the Kerbus 200 was an improved design. I added a bit of counterweight to the back because I found it was too front heavy. I also added extra seats to the outside. But the basic design is pretty much the same. You can turn on the lights. So the turning works a little bit better. It's still a bit. See, if I go off the edge here, it's probably gonna, because there's a drop, and then when I try to turn it blows up. But you can see I have, it's one of the ones that I have outside. So I just for the ambience, I keep a couple of Kerbuses standing by. So next I'll show you the Kerbus 350 because that's the other one I have out. That one's a much better design, as I recall. So this is the Kerbus 350, and as you can see, it's a fairly substantial redesign. I doubled the capacity for crew carrying capacity, and I changed from the lunar lander crew module to a traditional cockpit. So it looks a little more streamlined. It's easier for the Kerbals to get in and out of the cockpit. Plus it has as a backup robot control. So if you don't happen to have if your Kerbal pilot for some reason gets out or gets lost or something, you can still drive it around. Let's say the Kerbal got out and forgot to set the parking brake, and the rover went wheeling down a hill or something, then you could just take control of the rover, bring it back to your Kerbal, set the parking brake, and there you have it. I'll turn on the lights just for the sake of doing so. It's got some batteries on it, solar panels, so everything, it's a lot more stable too. As you can see, I added I have a sixth, I added a third axle, so it has 6 wheels instead of 4, and it as a result it turns a bit better. So it's not as I tried to make it so it would be completely you'd be completely unable to tip it, but I think even with the third axis, it's still, you can still make it tip, but it's a lot harder to do so. You don't have to worry about it. You can just you can take your high speed turns and you don't have to worry about it flipping over. You'd have to do some fancy maneuvers on a hill or something to actually make it flip. We have a much bigger campus now to explore, though, so it's a lot more interesting to drive your vehicles around. I've never actually driven around the Science Center. Lots of neat things to drive around in. Little garages and stuff. Whoa. Okay. Well, here you have a case where I've lost I lost my cockpit because I rammed into the side of a building. I don't seem to be able to control it. I was gonna say now I can still control it because I've got the robot, but I think actually I might have broken the wheel or something. Maybe not. But something fell off and now it's not working properly. Anyways, I was trying to steer into that little garage over there, but whatever. And I'll just show you one last vehicle. So this was, I basically took a Kerbis 200, made it autonomous actually. This is the R200. So the R200, the R series were the autonomous ones. So completely autonomous, no command module, no. So just these chairs. I think you can probably control them if you have a Kerbal in these chairs, but it doesn't matter because it has a robot control anyway. But this was basically my attempt to build something where I could, fly to another location and then drop a bus at that location. Basically, what I was doing was drop it on the island where the small runway is and drive it around there. So I'll just give it a. It doesn't work all that well, but it'll do the job. So let's give it a try. As I mentioned, it doesn't work very well. We'll give it one more try though. So this time I turned on SAS. I think this has an avionics node going. So we'll throttle up and they must have made some changes, as I said before, they must have made some changes to the aerodynamics because that I used to be able to actually get it up in the air, but it's really hard to do that. Anyway, you get the idea. When it works, it works. The parachutes deploy. You can drop it from a height, and the Kerbis will land nicely on the ground. You could discard the aircraft itself, but you could take the R200 and attach it to a better flying craft. Anyway, that's it for now. This is Fleagle 2000. Thanks for watching.